Hi, I'm Nathan Gilmore. I'm one of the co-founders here at TeamGantt. Thank you very much for joining our live event today. We're really excited. This is a big event. We have the biggest update to TeamGantt in our 14 years since we've been in business that we're really excited to show you today. So you're going to be hearing from me. You're also going to be hearing from John Correlli, the other co-founder here, and we have a lot of exciting things to share. We're going to talk about why we care so much about the Gantt chart, why we work so hard on it, and also share all the news and the exciting new features to come. So, first thing we're going to start with is just to talk about why we exist and why we do this. The reason is to bring calm and clarity to teams to work together. And the reason for this is we know what can happen if there's no schedule, there's no plan, and if everyone can't see it. There's chaos, there's stress, and that's what we wanna stop, that's what we wanna fix. We wanna reduce that, and so that's our mission, to bring calm and clarity to teams who work together. So what are we? If you don't know, easy Gantt charts for teams, that's what we do. We focus on it being really easy, and we focus on it being for the whole team, and it's in our name, Team Gantt. It's been that way from day one, and that's what we're gonna continue to do. We put the Gantt chart at the core. So the 3 things that really separate us from everyone else is number 1, it's the simplicity. Like I mentioned earlier, it's all about making it really easy to use. Number 2 is planning centered. We always put the Gantt chart at the center. It's at the core. It's the backbone of what we do. And we want the Gantt to be the backbone of the project. And we know that's the way it is for many of you. Many of our competitors maybe started out with other features and eventually put a Gantt chart in, but for us, this is what we do. This is our specialty. It's what we work on, what we obsess on, all the time. So, and it's gonna stay that way. Also, we know what it's like to be an underdog. So while many of our competitors have raised lots and lots of funding, maybe even have hundreds or thousands of employees, we're a team of 24, which feels big to us because we started with a team of 2 back in 2009, then we launched in 2010. But we know what it's like to do a lot with a little. We know what it's like to have to be efficient, and we wanna help you with that. We wanna help you be as efficient as possible and get as much done as you can, as I'm sure you often feel like you don't you could use some more help, so we're in it with you on that. And just wanted to cover real quick the Team Gantt proven process. This is the process that it's super simple. And if you apply this to what you do when you approach your projects, this is what can bring the calm and the clarity to what you do. So, number one is create a plan. And after that, share that plan with everyone. And by plan, we mean a Gantt chart. It's a visual plan, visual representation of your project. If you do that and then share it with everyone, your team, your client, everybody in the project, it gets everybody aligned and everybody on the same page. Everyone knows the expectations, everyone clearly knows what's expected of them and when tasks are due. Increases accountability by everyone seeing the plan. And then as the project goes on, often delays are going to happen, new information will happen. At that point, go on to step number 3, which is track and adjust. So, once you do that, then you go and tracking and adjusting just means enter in your percent complete, so you know how far you are on each task, and then adjust the plan. If you need to shift something, dependencies are built into TeamGantt to make it very easy to simply drag a task and push things out, or if you're ahead of schedule, pull it back and bring tasks back. But we always recommend doing that either daily or weekly. And if you have that set on your schedule to do every week, and by every Monday, everyone knows that the project schedule is up to date. You go back to number 2, you share that with everyone again. It can really do a lot. And it sounds simple, and it is. And that's what Team Gantt's built for. And if you do this, this is what can position you and your company as the one who really knows what's going on in the project. You can be the go-to for what's going on, what's happening, and what problems need to be addressed or issued or solved. And it can bring the common clarity. So we really recommend following these 3 steps. Next up, I want to introduce John Correlli. He's the other co-founder here, and he's got some great things to share with you as well.
So before we jump into what's new, I thought it would be great to share where we've been. As Nathan mentioned, we started 14 years ago. Wow, time has really flown by. Since then, over 2.6 million companies have used TeamGantt. They've created over 150 million tasks. All of that included in over 4 million projects. And then, as Nathan mentioned, one of the key values that you get from Team Gantt is sharing your project with your team. They have shared their projects with over 14 million users. We are also highly rated on G2 Crowd. G2 Crowd is a third party ratings review site. We are their highest rated Gantt chart. So, this new foundation, Team Gantt 2.0, what does that mean? Well, we look at current Gantt. It has served you well for over 14 years. Hard to believe that so much has been accomplished, so many projects have been completed, so many successes have been made over the last 14 years using what we started building 14 years ago. But we know we can always do better. So what have we done? We've rebuilt Gantt chart from the ground up. This is going to allow us to innovate faster, which means we are going to be able to solve more of your problems, which means your day-to-day will be more enjoyable. Let's take a look.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. We know it covered a lot, and I hope it shows our excitement. We're really excited about this. So now I'm going to cover in a little more detail some of what we just showed you in that video. So the first thing up is new zoom options. This is a big request we've been getting over the years. Is if you have a really long project, to be able to see that better. So now we have a month view. So when you click on the little magnifying glass in the top right of the screen, click on that, click on the month view, and it'll actually zoom out. So now you can see each section of the Gantt chart is divided into months and then also by the quarter. And with this, you can easily see multiple years at once for a project. So that's in there. So I hope you're excited about that. So we also have weekly and monthly workloads now. So if you open up the workload tab by clicking down at the bottom of your Gantt chart, you'll see something that says workloads. If you click on that, this is where you can see how busy everyone is on your project. And then specifically with this new update, you can now see by the week or by the month how busy people are. So depending on what your Zoom is set to, it'll also now affect your workload view down the bottom. This is another really nice update. Another thing that people have been asking for is start and end date columns. So I know some of you will be very excited about that. At the top of the columns on the left side of your Gantt chart now, you can click, there's a little menu option at the top of each column. If you click that, you can select what columns you'd like to see, and start and end date is now an option. Another really exciting thing is for those of you that want to see more of your Gantt chart, we now have a full width Gantt chart option. So right up again, if you look at the columns for your Gantt chart with your assigned progress and who it's assigned to and start and end date, go up there to the very top. There's a little arrow that you can click and it says hide all columns. If you click that, it'll collapse everything on the left-hand side of your Gantt chart. So you're seeing just the actual Gantt bars itself. So now, again, for those longer, wider projects, it's going to be even easier. It's also great for meetings when you're displaying it to other people. There's also now a today button. So this today button is in the top right corner of the Gantt chart. And if you click on that, so if you've scrolled, 6 months away and you go, I need to get back to today, just hit the today button and it'll take you right back to today. Also, now we have a dependency search. This is really helpful for those scenarios where you have a lot of tasks in your project, maybe 100, 200, 500 tasks in your project. If you have a task that is dependent on another task that is way farther down the project, instead of trying to drag that dependency all the way, now you can actually click on the dependency dot and then click on add next to successors. And then you can actually just search for the task name and select it. So it's a much easier way to add dependency links from tasks that are far away in the project. Also, now another thing that we've been getting requests for a long time is week numbers, and we're excited to introduce that today as well. So, uh, with week numbers, now you can click on the View button inside the Gantt chart and scroll down to the timeline, and then select Show Week Numbers. And now you can see up at the top, right under the month, where you can see October 2024, it now says each week number. So that's also a helpful addition there. Another thing now is you can search. So again, in those large projects, if you go up to the top of the Gantt chart and you can simply search, type in a keyword you're looking for. In this example, we typed in floor, and you'll only see tasks with floor in the name. So again, it's a great way to just help navigate those larger projects. So the good news is all of this is going to be available today. So look at the top of your Gantt chart. There's going to be a new banner that comes up later today. Is when we're going to start rolling this out, and you can click that to enter into TeamGantt 2.0. If you've already been in the beta, this is actually a new release that's going to be coming out later today. And we're really excited for you to try it out. We also really want to hear your feedback. We know it's new, and we want to hear from you what you think, the good and the bad. And we have an amazing customer success team where they are going to be listening, ready to answer questions that you have about it, and also collecting that feedback so we can continue to make it better. So just there's a blue Let's Chat button down the bottom right hand of the Gantt chart, and just click on that and send us your feedback. We would really love to hear from you. So again, this is a new beginning for TeamGantt. Here at 14 years being in business, now this is a new beginning. It's a new foundation, and we're really excited about the speed of iteration that's going to be able to come and the new innovations that we can do going forward from this. And we're going to look forward to having a lot more to share with you as we go forward here. So again, thank you, and remember, always have a plan. Thanks a lot.